The latest from our daily newsletter at podnews.net. Spotify will now let all US-based anchor podcasters sell podcast subscriptions. They've added more price points and, if a listener opts in, publishers will have their email address too. Unlike Apple, you can't subscribe in-app, but also unlike Apple, Spotify won't take any revenue cut after payment platform fees until 2023, and even then they'll just charge 5%. Podcast Expo asked, how likely are you to attend an event hosted in Florida? 38% of people were less than excited about the plan, so they're working on a large virtual event with a small in-person component in early November. A new podcast app called Podopolo has launched on iOS and Android. It promises a new world of interactive podcasting. Of note, though, it uses the podcast index as a directory and supports the credits tag in the podcast namespace. iHeartRadio and Dan Patrick have announced the second annual search for the next great podcast, the company's talent contest. It's open to anyone around the world. Triton Digital have released the July 2021 Latin American Podcast Report. On Monday, according to our stats, only 5% of people were still using the old version of Apple Podcasts on iOS 14.5 and below. And Spotify has shared their top podcast players of the summer from May 29 through August 22. The number one, of course, is the Joe Rogan Experience, but there's a weird number 9 in the global top podcasts list, and that's Audice Wellness Services. Have you heard of that great podcast? Well, it's Canadian. It released its last show on February the 22nd. Audice NASA is a master clinical counselling hypnotherapist. Each episode is either 1 or 3 hours long. It's a curious entry into the chart, but perhaps explained by telling you the name of typical episodes. Here's one. 1 hour relaxing music for stress relief, soothing music, meditation, sleep music. And here's another. 3 hours guitar relaxing music for stress release, deep sleep, meditation. Seems to be a set of music tracks to promote a hypnosis business in New York, in Ontario, in Canada, which is weird. And in podcast news, shots in the back exhuming the 1970 Augusta riot produced by high school and middle school students at the Jesse Norman School of the Arts in Augusta in Georgia has won the Edward R. Murrow Award for Excellence in Diversity, Equity and Inclusion. Congratulations to them. And congratulations to Elsie Escobar, whose podcast The Feed for Libsyn has hit episode 200. The show, first published in 2013. The first 5 episodes covered Windows Phone 8 podcast apps, social media marketing for your podcast, and what to do if Apple iTunes isn't updating your podcast. Not that that would happen these days. And that's the latest from our newsletter. For all the links, we're at podnews.net.